Okay, Keir, so disappointing afternoon at South Bank. We lose to Fairford Town 1-0, an early goal in the first half. Despite our best efforts in the second half to try and get back into it, some fantastic defending and goalkeeping from them sees them take all 3 points. What's your assessment of that?
Yeah, as you say, disappointing result, but I can't ask much more from the boys in terms of, effort, attitude, chances created. It's just one of those days, I don't mind coming in, speaking to you and addressing the fans and the supporters after a performance like that when we lose. It's no problem. That will happen over the course of the season. So no major panic. We need to dust ourselves down and prepare right. We'll be in training on Tuesday, just to make sure we're fresh. Obviously, we've had a bit of a 12 day layoff then since our last result against Chip in Sodbury, which sometimes, when you've had a good win, that bit of stolen momentum does hamper us a little bit, and we looked a little bit sluggish to start, but over the course of the season there's not been too many afternoons or evenings I've come and spoken to you that we haven't got what we deserved. Like when we've lost, I've told you, we've not been good enough today and we've deserved to lose, and when we've been winning comfortably, we've been really, really good. I'll tell you that. When we've been bang average and drawn, I'll hold my hands up and admit that to you. And today, I don't think, probably for the first time I can remember this season, we haven't got what we deserve. Like, we deserved a point minimum today, if not all 3 points of the amount of chances in possession that we had. But fair play. They're a very, very, very good side. They've got lots of experienced lads that have been around the leagues. Very, very good. Gaffer who's been about a long time, and they soaked up the pressure, defended really well. Their two centre halves and the keeper, absolutely outstanding for them. And we had an off day in front of goal. We probably could have scored 3, 4, 5 chances today, but it wasn't to be, and we have to lick our wounds and prepare for another game against Hereford at home next week. So, yeah, no great panic for me. Like I said to you, we're looking to build for next season. I've told you numerous times now over the course of the season. I know people get excited around here, but I'm a very grounded person, very realistic, that we're not ready to be challenging Cleves, Bradfords, Westbury's, the top teams, and it's so tight from second to ninth or second to 10th or whatever it is, that 2 or 3 good results, you're flying. 2 or 3 bad results, you're lingering around, 8th, 9th place. It's probably one of the closest leagues I can remember, and I've been about, Western Premier Leagues and, that level of football in Hellenic Prems, in Division 1s, in and around the Southern 1 for a long time, playing and managing. And I can't remember a league that could still have any of the teams from second to 10 challenge for promotion, So it's important that we don't let this creep into 2 or 3 bad results and our season sort of filters out and pittles out. It's important that we have a good reaction Tuesday, and we have give a really good account of ourselves again at home to another good crowd, hopefully, against Hereford. So it's a disappointing result, but performance-wise, I thought from every single one of us and the boys that came on was really, really good today. Obviously, you're not going to get the praise as a striker when you miss that many chances, but it didn't all fall to one person. It was spread throughout probably our front 3, 4 centre halves from set plays, and you only have to look at the 2 saves the keeper made at the end, tipping them both onto the crossbar, and one getting cleared off the line. It's just one of those days. You've seen it happen in football from top level all the way down to ours. So it's a tough one to take, but I couldn't have been more pleased really with the performance, apart from just our little bit of quality in front of goal.
And the draws have been made for the League Cup and the County Cup. Are the cup competitions a nice distraction for you and the lads, or are you solely focusing on the league and trying to push for promotion?
I've always said to you that league is bread and butter, and that's the most important thing for me above anything else. You get judged over your course of your season on the leagues, and we haven't really known too much about either cup competition up until recently. But it's nice to be in a semi-final. It's a lovely feeling. That you can go into Melksham's ground that I know well, and face Salisbury in that one-off game hopefully in front of a really, really good crowd, with the prospect of a final for Corsham for the first time in a long, long time, I imagine. So, that's a really exciting prospect for us. And you don't look too much into the Hellenic Cup until the later stages, but I imagine that there'll be a good crowd coming to watch. The local one against Westbury, whenever that may be. It's a chance for boys to force their way into the side that are currently on the bench, or rest up lads, or just get us back to winning ways, or whatever it might be at the time. So yeah, it's always nice you want to win every game you go into, but you don't want to stretch the squad too much that you almost flatten on all platforms. So I will make sure that the league is priority. I did a lot of changes in the quarterfinal against Bradford, and it worked really well for me. So that might be something that I look into for the Hellenic Cup as well, to give some of the younger lads a chance coming through the development, who are doing really well at the moment. So yeah, but again, we're just looking to build. If I can keep this squad together and have them for a whole season next season, then who knows? I think we're on the right steps to where we want to be. If you think at the side that I first started off with at Corsham as Division 1, and then the start of the season, what we had squad-wise in terms of what we've got now is chalk and cheese. And that's not no disrespect to the boys that were here before. It's just the level and the quality that the squad is at the minute is probably the best it's been here in a number of years. So you've got to think that it's still our first season in this level, so not to get carried away, or not to get too ahead of ourselves. And days like this will happen again and again and again for us. When you've played really well, you feel like you deserve something from the game, you just don't quite get it, and that's football. So like I said to you at the start, really proud of the efforts. Can't knock lads' commitment and attitudes, but that's hurt us today. You come off there gutted when you've given everything, you haven't quite got what you deserve. But fair play to them. They were a really, really solid side, and we've got to go there in a week or so now as well. So we know it's a never tough game. And then you look at our fixture list at the end of the season now, it's going to be near enough impossible for us to mount any sort of promotion charge, I think, based on the other team's form and things like that. But we'll never throw in the towel. We'll keep plugging away, and you never know what might happen. And I'm not sure what happens with the points per game and promotion race and things like that. So you just got to make sure that you're in and amongst it. And I know that Joe, Helen, the committee and the club are pushing everything they can to get the ground ready up to Southern League level, ready for next season. So I think that stick together, make sure the boys are ready for the end of the season still, with 10, 11 games to go now, plus cup competitions, and look to build on that for next season. Rome wasn't built in a day. I'm fully aware of that, although very ambitious, still to be realistic. And I think that really progressive steps have taken over the course of the season so far, and days like this just hamper you a little bit and get you a little bit down. But if you look at the bigger picture, it's been a really, really positive start to our life in this division. You have a look at, I always say we compare ourselves to the local teams around us. Carlton have struggled this year, who come up with us, so you can take that as a huge positive and a huge plus. And teams like Westbury and Bradford have been building now for 3 or 4 years that are making title challenges. They've been in this level. I know they've been in the Western Premier the first time they've moved across sideways, but they're both exceptional sides, and they're the ones putting the heat on for the county at the minute in terms of league form. So if we can stay in sniffing around distance of those and bounce back properly next week, then you don't know what form will be in the next 10 games. But probably, like I told you after the Long Levens game, it's probably like a stretch too far. You can't lose 2 games in the space of 4 or 5 to be in promotion form. It needs to be like 1 loss in 10 games or 1 loss in 15 games. So unfortunately, that's just reality for us at the moment, and I'm okay with that. And hopefully over the course of pre-season we can generate much exposure for the club, and hopefully with the ground improvements, and we can kick on. I know that the whole club's doing everything to get us up, ready for a title challenge, and maybe that's too soon now. But couldn't be happy with the support, the effort from the boys and from the supporters today and all around the club. So lots to be positive about. Not writing the season off in any way, but sometimes just to be a little bit realistic and think about the progression that we've made. Semi-final to look forward to, another cup competition that we're in as well, and hopefully we can steer ourselves to a top 6 finish.
And lastly, despite the defeat today, did you have a man of the match?
Probably for me, standout was Swanee. Matt Swan. I thought he was absolutely exceptional again, and he has been since he's come in. Probably one of my best signings that I've probably ever made as a manager. You know, that comes from Trowbridge and at Melksham, and then coming to Corsham. You know, he never misses training. He plays week in, week out, and he's always one of the top performers. He goes about his business quietly, and he's got absolute quality in abundance. So he was probably head and shoulders man of the match today. Probably another special shout out would go to Matty Jenkins, who filled out his centre half today for missing captain Mark Cooper. He was really good defensively. Normally plays up front, but filled in at centre half for us today, and he was as good as anyone on the pitch today. But just with the football defensively, energy levels. He was a real leader for us today, Swanee, and probably the youngest player on the pitch as well. So he's got a huge future ahead of him, and hopefully he sticks with Corsham for a number of years.